All right, we just got done wrapping up the Class 1A state championship, and obviously Lena Winslow won that 58-13, tying the Class 1A state championship record for points scored with that 58 points, which they set themselves back in the 2019 game against Central A&M. Obviously, big days. Aiden Wild, 170 yards, 5 touchdowns on the day. Alex Schlichting, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. First off, before we start breaking down Wilmington Maroa-Forsyth, what's your first thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is what we almost expected, and I don't mean that in a bad way against Brown County, but we just thought that Lena Winslow was playing as hot as any team in the state coming in, and we thought if they were able to get Schlichting to the outside and pound Aiden Wild up the middle, that they were going to have success, and that's exactly what they did. So, fantastic job for Lena Winslow, and congratulations to them on their 7th state championship in school history.
Yeah, Matt?
Yeah, Lena dominated from start to finish up front. Thunder and Lightning, Wild and Schlichting. Lena did what Lena does, and congratulations to both teams on getting this far, and Coach Aaron on another state championship.
Brown County will be back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, Brown County definitely has a lot of dudes coming back, and they got other kids coming up, too. We're going to see a lot of Brown County, I think, over the next couple of years, to be honest. And good job, like you said, to Coach Litto and his staff for getting here for the first time. Obviously, ran into a buzzsaw. This was a team that was definitely well-determined to get back what they felt was theirs after last year's debacle.
They did. They showed flashes. Just consistency, and that's a team that had Lena's experience. You could tell today.
Yeah. All right. So our next matchup coming up here shortly, as the teams are getting ready to take the field for warm-ups, Wilmington and Maroa-Forsyth. Wilmington has 3 state championships, making their 5th state title game appearance, looking to capture number 4. Maroa-Forsyth making their 12th state championship appearance, 10th under Coach Jostis, has not won the state championship since 2012. 2 different characteristics, style of play here. Obviously, Maroa-Forsyth wants to go spread. They want to be able to do power run out of that spread, but then they also want to get quick screens and quick routes to help exploit open holes in the open field, where Wilmington, they're just going to line up, stack them up, and come pound at you. Yeah. What's your initial opening thoughts on that?
Well, like you just said, these are 2 offenses that come into this game in completely different styles, both over 5,000 yards of total offense. Wilmington does it on the ground, and Maroa-Forsyth more so on the pass side, but they can still run the ball as well. So, yeah, I'm really excited to watch this one. I think this year compared to last year for Maroa-Forsyth, the weather is going to hold up a little bit better. Can they get that passing game going? Because I think we'll get to keys in a minute, but I think having that pass game in their back pocket is going to be clutch for Maroa-Forsyth.
Matt?
Yeah, just contrast the styles, like you guys said. Maroa by air, Wilmington by land. Who can kind of change the momentum of what the other one likes to do? And they make Wilmington churn out long drives, and on Wilmington's side, can they eliminate the big explosive plays by Maroa-Forsyth?
Yeah, I mean, when you take a look at the players for Maroa-Forsyth, Ryan Shepard and Jordan Waters definitely lead everything that goes there as far as the rushing attack goes. Receiving-wise, Zach Smith, definitely the big-time receiver, has already set school records in that, has over 1,300 yards receiving on the year. You also have Caden Birmingham as well, and Kendrick Morris is another one that can help provide play action abilities there in the receiving game. Wilmington, though, they're going to run at you with Hunter Kachuk and Ryan Ketman, and then the quarterback, Billy Moore. And they're on the verge of setting new records as well. Probably won't get the state championship, or not the state championship record, but the overall record. If they get over 500 yards today, we're talking about the number 2 rushing attack all time in IHSA history. Wow. And that could put them past that 2016 Joliet team or Peoria team that we've talked about a lot of.
Yeah, it's impressive, man. It's not just Ketman and Kachuk. I mean, they got couples. They got 3-4 guys, and they just keep plugging away. And that offensive line of Wilmington, man, they just get off the ball and churn yards. I mean, it's like clock, man. Beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pick your poison, right? when you're trying to defend this Wilmington group. And the thing is, too, they've been scoring on 1-play, 2-play drives. So they've had 4 clocked games here so far in this playoffs, and they're just – we talk about Lena being hot. this might be one of the most dominant teams that we've talked about coming in.
Well, and that's one of the things, too, because when you go back, Wilmington obviously has a loss back in week 1 to Morris. They lost 27-20 in a game that they actually had the lead in, and then Morris was able to come back to pull that out. That really was the statement game. And, of course, the following week is when we saw some of the enrollment drops down, and then we started to see them in the Class 2A field. And then right then and there, it was like, all right, well, now Wilmington is definitely the heavy favorite when we get into Class 2A. Here they are at the state championship, going up against one of the other preseason favorites that we had. We thought it would be Tri-Valley and Maroa-Forsyth. Maroa-Forsyth is here. Obviously, Tri-Valley went to the north, already got knocked out by Wilmington. But here we are, big matchup. Coach Joseph, Coach Reentz, 2 Hall of Fame coaches here going head-to-head. Matt?
Yeah, it's they've both been here. They know what it takes to win. Who's going to execute better, and we're about to find out.
Yeah, I'm back with it.
Yeah. All right, Mitch, keys to the game for Maroa-Forsyth.
I think these sustained drives. I think they need to try as best they can to keep this Wilmington offense off of the field. Problem with that is the Wilmington defense comes in playing just as well, about as good as anybody does. So if, again, as the weather permits and Maroa can keep that passing game going, maybe run some clock a little bit, keep Wilmington off the field, I think they can get it going. And they'll have to if they want to win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're no strangers to Wilmington, having played in the semifinals 2 years ago. So Ryan Shepard's going to know what he's going up against. Jeff Reed's loves to bring pressure. They're going to see a numerous covers, cover 4, cover 0, 2 match. They're going to throw everything at them. Can Maroa take what they give them, avoid the turnovers, and sustain drive, like you said?
Yeah, it's definitely an intriguing matchup here because Maroa-Forsyth definitely has to get that pass game going. They have to be efficient. And, when you look at Shepard's stats, he has thrown at about a 73% completion rate on the year. And like you guys have already stated, he has to avoid the pressure in order to be able to get those passes off. They have to be able to be efficient in the run game. But, kind of like what Coach Joseph was saying in the conference calls this week, if they cannot get pressure or penetration on their defensive line, they're going to be in for a long day. And I it's hard to argue that at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt, for Wilmington, what do you got for keys for Wilmington?
For Wilmington, man, they just got to avoid giving up the big explosive plays in Maroa's offense, man. Make them earn it. I feel like they just keep everything in front, rowdy the football. They're going to be in pretty good shape. Offensively, they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to impose their will on the offensive line and just go. And, for Maroa, they've really got to limit those big plays. Like Mitch said, Wilmington has ran off how many 2-3 play drives the last couple of weeks. They've got to slow this down. This can't become a running track meet or it's not going to be good for Maroa.
Right. I mean, you got the big linemen in Oland, Van Dyne, and Cutter there, center guard. That's where a lot of their pressure comes from. They do a great job pulling their guards out in this double wing offense. And then, like we already kind of addressed, getting Billy Moore into that running game. This is really one of the first times we've seen their quarterback be one of the leading rushers in this offensive attack. Usually he's a lead blocker playing more of that Delaware-style double wing offense. And now he's a runner.
Just another thing to prepare for, man. You focus on one guy. And they run counter, you forget about the fullback and Billy Moore keeps it, man. It's a lot to defend and it's hard to practice and simulate if you don't see it enough in your conference. And they see it in a handful of times with maybe Olympia and whatnot, but it's just hard to replicate and prepare for.
Yeah, I think for Wilmington, it's set the tone early, right? Do what Lena Winslow did, get out to a 16-0 lead, a 2-score lead early in the game, set the tone, and don't let Maroa-Forsyth hang around. So I think they can do, if they do that, they'll run away with this game.
Who'd you guys pick for your UniView contest in this one?
Oh, now I got to remember.
Greg went Maroa.
I think I went Wilmington in this one. I think it's a class.
I figured. Yeah, I figured. Keep it simple, and you're going to be Mitch's favorite. Yeah, I like it. All right, picks.
I'll go Wilmington. I think we might see a similar game to what we just saw here in 1A. So I'll go Wilmington. I'll say 48-14.
Wilmington, 42-7.
I'm close with both of you. I had somebody reach out to me earlier today from Wilmington asking what I thought, and I woke up this morning. My thought hasn't changed. Wilmington 48-7 is my pick. So there you have it, guys. Stay tuned. Catch it on NFHS. Obviously, we're going to continue up the score updates on Facebook and Twitter. We'll keep pounding keep pounding that all day long, and we'll be back at 3:30 to preview the Byron Tolono Unity game when we get done with here. So we'll see you then.